milestone, please. And don't pull that crap with the community like y'all did a couple of months back. Cobalt Sanderson knows what I'm talking about. Y'all can look it up. Go to his channel if you want to know more about that.
Indeed, indeed. Welcome to my channel. Great time for the alarm to go off the moment I start recording. So, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 has been leaked. It's coming. And I have to do a video on this. First up, I'm just going to start by saying that at this current point in time, I am suggesting that we do not buy this game. That is how I'm starting this video. Is do not buy this game. Do not buy Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. Don't buy Hot Wheels Unleashed 1 if you don't have it yet. I don't care if it's on sale for $3. That's $3 you're giving to Milestone. And at this point in time, no. Okay, if it comes out that a different developer, not Milestone, is doing Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, go for it. Let's go. Great. I'll buy it. But at this point, no. I don't want anything to do with Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. I don't want anything to do with Milestone. If they want to fix that, they need to cover a few things. They need to do quite a number of things. My beard is no good today. I literally climbed out of bed for this. That's why my hair is also only being fixed by the headset. Anyway, so yeah, they've announced the Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, or not announced, they've leaked it. The twin mill looks gorgeous. Again, if you haven't seen the JC video, watch the JC video. Link in the description. Stop watching my video. Watch JC. Go to his channel, and then come back here afterwards. He's the first to drop the news on this. His video is amazing. Covers basically everything I'm going to cover, but I'm just going to go a little more in depth about what I expect out of Milestone for this game to be playable, to be purchasable. And the first and foremost thing is crossplay. As JC said, crossplay. If it doesn't have crossplay, get rid of it. Don't even bother. And not this boneless crossplay where you can't invite people from PlayStation onto Xbox private lobbies or into Xbox public games, where you just can't invite people because you don't have an in-game account and an in-game friends list. Those are essential. If you do not do that, then it's not even crossplay. It's some like fake half-ass crossplay. And then additionally from that, include PC. If you're not including PC, again, don't bother making the game. Include Switch. If you can't include Switch, don't release the game on Switch. Simple. Like, the Switch guys got screwed for this game, and if no one on Switch buys this game, it is entirely Milestone's fault. And honestly, those players should have gotten that game at a discounted price because they got less of a game, significantly less of a game. It might only be like 2 or 3 features they're missing, but like those 2 or 3 features affect like 17 other features in the game. There's no point to it. There's no point releasing like a quarter of a game for the same price on a system. Just don't. If you can't make it work on Switch, if there's some issue with Nintendo not allowing like friends lists or whatever to invite to private games, then just don't bother. Sorry, Nintendo, we walk. Because your integrity shouldn't be worth the money that you make. Like, they made great money on this game. And unfortunately, look, I'm getting a bunch of pings on my phone. People are like, oh, check it out, check it out. I promise I saw it at the moment JC put it up. The moment he put the video up, I saw it. I watched it. So yeah, just either don't release it on Switch or finish it. Or release like the full game on Switch. If you can't do that, then don't release it on Switch. PC, not releasing on PC is dumb, but also if it doesn't have crossplay, what's the point? And if you don't have good crossplay for Xbox and PlayStation, don't release it again. So in that instance, if you can't manage crossplay, don't make the game. We will not buy it. I won't buy it. I won't encourage anyone to buy it. I'll directly encourage people to not buy it, as I am currently doing with regular Hot Wheels Unleashed. And it's not just crossplay. There's so many other features. The game has bugs that were there from day one that have never been patched. Okay? And it's so unbelievably lazy to see that these bugs have been there since the game released and were never touched or even acknowledged in many ways. The lying to the community. So putting up the big, they had a massive. So I'm not going to do any editing or anything for this. It's just my face. I'm sorry. I know it looks daunting. Not even because I'm tired. No, so with their Discord, they had a list of suggest what cars you want to see in the game, and we might add them. And then people put in their suggestions, and then they closed it one day. They were like, all right, we're closing this. Thank you for all your suggestions. We've used this to decide what cars we were putting in the game. And then they deleted it so we couldn't see it anymore, and then announced that they were ending service with the game and not adding any of those cars. Like, I'm sorry, that's not good enough. That's incorrect behavior. You cannot be like, you cannot pretend to want feedback and then just not put the feedback in. The loot boxes system, a lot of people had issues with it. It's fine. There's no issue with the loot boxes system. It's not monetized. Uh, Children are great. I don't know if you can hear them screaming, but I sure can. Yeah, so loot boxes, we don't want them monetized. As long as they're not monetized, they're fine. Look, a lot of people have issues with them. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It was a little bit of a grind to get them until the DLCs hit, in which case they were fine. Whoops, I've got an extra car I need to add. Sorry. I've been not having Hot Wheels stuff in the background because I packed all that up a few months ago, and I just wanted something Hot Wheels in the background. The next thing is they need to apologize for datwat publicly. They haven't. They've ignored it. The fact that I got banned for simply questioning why players were being banned, like were being banned in game, I was just like, hey, this isn't right. That I'm being muted by datwat for questioning this. And they couldn't give an answer as to why those players were being banned. They were just like, oh, it was just a mistake. We're not unbanning them. They can wait till their ban expires. So I guess it was a timeout from playing the game, which was ridiculous. Timing out players from playing the game without them doing anything to warrant that, absolute joke. And I questioned that. I fought on their behalf because people were scared of that server, right? People were scared to speak up about their problems in that server because they would be timed out or banned by datwat for doing so. I made myself a voice of the community, and when people raise these concerns in other places, either in game or in the servers or on Facebook, anywhere, if people raise these concerns, I would be the one that took them into the Discord and spoke on behalf of the community. And I was banned for doing so. So they need to, however, datwat literally sending nude photos to minors and requesting nude photos from minors was not a bannable offense. He stayed as moderator and they said, we want to hear him out. What do you want to hear out? You want to hear him justify that sort of stuff? And then after he was removed, we saw the extent of how afraid people were to speak up. So it eventually, with enough community backlash, they did remove him. They weren't removing him for any reason other than the community backlash, and they waited to get his approval to remove him. That's disgusting. They need to apologize to the community for not only not reacting to a legitimate pedophile in their community, they also need to respond to the community and apologize for the fact that he was messaging women regularly, saying inappropriate things to these women. He didn't do this to the men, it was just the women. Any woman playing this game was getting these messages of him saying very inappropriate things. And obviously, these women didn't speak up because anyone that spoke up against datwat in that community was being timed out or banned, which was an abuse of power, and it made people afraid to speak up about the issues with this game. The amount of complaints that Milestone received was insignificant compared to the amount of complaints people held back for fear of being silenced. And we saw, I think it was 4 or 5 women the same day he got banned, finally got removed from that server and could no longer ban them for it. 4 or 5 women came forward and spoke up about him messaging them privately. And we've received no apology from Milestone. So that's another thing. You can put crossplay in the game all you want. If you're not apologizing for the datwat saga, sorry, don't buy the game. Because at this point, they've defended a pedophile and they have not apologized for it. And those inappropriate messages to women were ignored by Milestone. I don't know how they do things over in Italy, but where I'm from, that's not appropriate. Um, Next up is the bans. Datwat put out a lot of bans and punishments for people for simply giving constructive criticism or simply pointing out things that were not okay in the game. These bans have stopped since he was removed. Can we undo those bans? Can I please be let back in the server so I may once again be a voice for the community without having to do a damn video every time Milestone does something ridiculous? Like, they said that they'd get us another community mod in the Discord. We have not. There is no new community mod in that Discord. It is just the Milestone team that ignores people. That's it. That's all we've got. I I want more out of this game. I want this game to be good and enjoyable. That's not even talking about cars we want in. Please? The 1970 Chevelle SS, it's up there. 1970 Chevelle SS is going to go in, please. Oh, but they're not going to put it in because that's a representation of me now. Like, the community associates that car with me. So obviously they're not going to put in something me because how dare I not worship everything Milestone has ever done. No, honestly, how dare they for trying to make a second game when they never finished the first one? The amount of money and stuff that they have like just taken from people for this garbage excuse for an unfinished game. Yes, it is the best Hot Wheels game we've ever had. That bar was very low. It is the worst modern game, like the worst modern racing game released. Um, as far as anything modern goes, this is not good enough. Most of the cars are unplayable. The character cars that no one wanted are a joke. Keep Shazam in, it looks nice. Just the library editor being so incomplete, the track editor having so many glitches, and also feeling very so many limitations that are completely unnecessary. As we've seen with mods, these limitations are not necessary. Um, we just we need so much more for this game. One of the biggest booms this game got was when people figured out how to break the boundary and get out of the game, and that was essentially like getting 6 new environments. And we had a big boom in players that were building tracks and stuff and wanting to play just to be on these tracks and stuff. And we haven't seen that since, or before even. Like, it wasn't until the thing was released. The season passes were a joke. If I have to pay for the cars, I don't want to also have to dedicate hours to earning them. One or the other. You put a free season pass in, or I pay and I get the cars. Simple as that. Overwatch is doing it. You can either play for free, unlock the new character, or you can pay and get the character immediately. Those are the options, not both. Not pay for the privilege of grinding to unlock the character. Something comes up in your life, too bad. You just threw away your money. Um, yeah, simple as that. Anti cheat would be cool. I know that the modding community has been like the best thing about the PC version of this game, but also the cheating is ridiculous. Some sort of anti cheat would be great. If you could just make the game correct the first time, the mods won't be necessary. But yeah, simply put, I want to see apologies from Milestone for the whole datwat saga, like public apologies. I don't care if it's in the Discord, on their Facebook, on their Twitter. I don't care. I just want to see an apology from Milestone because they defended a pedophile and women were sexually harassed by their representative, and they have not said a word about it. They've ignored it, pushed it on the rug, and hope that we all forget. I want to see crossplay work. Not just crossplay for all platforms, but also an in-game account system with an in-game friend system so we can invite friends. Without those exact two things, I'll settle for still being blacklisted for speaking in this community because I have a platform still, which I am happy to use. But without those other two things, the crossplay and the apology for datwat, I will not be buying this game, and I would vehemently insist that nobody else buy it either. Um, Milestone needs to step up and do better. Acknowledging their faults and apologizing for their faults would be the first step. Lying to the community is probably something else they should probably stop doing, such as lying about crossplay. They just, when they removed PC crossplay, they were like, yeah, PC never had it. It didn't work. We were there. We have video. We have footage. It worked. It worked fine. The only thing that didn't work was the libraries that they'd removed from PC access already because of mods. Um, Simple as that. Simple things. Obviously, a bigger car pool, some new cars would be great. I'm very excited for the opportunity to have more cars in the game. Let's put in the best Batmobile ever made, not the worst. Uh, or any other Batmobile that is not the worst Batmobile they ever did. But yeah, I just we'll get rid of character cars. I would love to do a big sheet of things that would be good for the game, but at the moment I'm doing things that are essential. Crossplay needs to be full on from the start of the game. So many people quit the game because there was no crossplay, and so many more quit the game because the crossplay we received was a mess and a joke and just so half-assed. Well, sometimes you'll find a person from the other console online. A joke. Yeah, they also said, oh, the most played car is the Mobile One Twin Mill. It's because you gave it out for free and it looks like it has good stats. So rather than upgrade cars, new players just drive that. Why upgrade a car and grind to upgrade a good car when I can just drive this and it's at least, B tier, which everyone else is either in that twin mill or in a lower tier car and take someone that's actually played the game enough to unlock a good car to beat it. Yeah, you give out a semi good car for free, and all the good cars get ignored because you actually have to work to get them. And yeah, big apology for the. I mean, I need to see a big apology for the datwat thing. It's a joke. It's a mess, and it shows that at this point the company has no self-respect and does not respect its players because they don't care that happened. Sorry, that's what we're seeing. That's the message they're giving us. Um, do better, Milestone, and then I'll maybe consider buying a game. But at this point, without those two things,